Burn the forest if you will, but you will only scorch your lungs. Anthony T. Hinks. According to an article by Story Maps in 2019, rainforests and forests are homes as well as regulators to the Earth's temperature. Today, we will review the causes of deforestation, their effects on the environment, and the solutions to stop it. Yay! Now, what causes deforestation? Well, according to St. Colin Campbell Center of Nutrition in 2020, farming, livestock pastures, mining, and drilling are major causes of deforestation. In fact, agriculture alone causes about 80% of it. How? Well, as the population rises, we need more food. There's a bigger demand for it. So really big fields are cleared out, which were forests originally, to grow those crops. And the same thing goes for livestock. A lot of that area is cleared out, and now animals can graze there. According to another article by the You Matter organization in 2020, urbanization is also a pretty big cause of deforestation. Now, it also causes about 10% of it, so why is that happening? Well, again, as the population increases, there's more people, thus a bigger demand for homes. And so buildings, malls, homes are big causes of deforestation, and more people initially just prefer to live in suburban areas, and those are pretty sprawled out. They require a lot of land. So now that we've talked about the causes of deforestation, let's talk about the effects. According to the Pachama Alliance in 2020, deforestation causes less water in the atmosphere and erosion. Trees are an essential part of the water cycle. Why? How? Well, trees release air into the atmosphere, which forms clouds. Those clouds rain back down onto the earth, keeping things moist. With no trees, there's no clouds and there's no rain, and plants require water to stay alive. So when there's no water, they dry out, they die, and then the soil becomes exposed to the sun, and direct sunlight hits the soil, and that dries out the ground, as well as kills any nutrients in there, which causes erosion. And basically farmers can't use that land anymore because there's no nutrients in it, it's dry, and they can't grow anything there. So what do? They continue the cycle of deforestation and clear a new field for them to grow crops on, which just makes the situation so much worse. According to the National Geographic in 2017, loss of biodiversity, people's homes, and the loss of natural greenhouse gas controllers are another effect of deforestation. About 80% of land animals lose their homes because they live in forests and rainforests. And when you destroy trees, CO2 that's being stored in those trees is released back into the air, which then worsens global warming. That's not fun. And about 2 billion people rely on those forests. So, deforestation threatens about 2 billion people who rely on forests for food and shelter. Now that we've talked about the effects, let's talk about the solutions. Yay, solutions to problems. According to the article on Actions, Aid, and Recycling 2021, eating less meat, particularly beef, processed foods, reduces deforestation. Why? Well, as I've discussed before, making room for livestock takes a lot of space for them to graze on. So, if less meat is needed, then there's less room, less area being cleared out, so trees can grow back. Those remaining forests may grow back, and any areas that have been used originally are no longer needed, and thus return to nature. According to an article by Greenpeace in 2020, corporations have just as much an effect on the earth as anybody else. A lot more, actually. Corporations can destroy the environment, but they can also save them. By supporting corporations with a zero deforestation policy, you can be helping out the environment. Now, what is this policy and how does it work? Well, basically the corporation makes the people that give them their products, that make them, have really strict rules on how they give them those products, how they get them, how they produce them. Those producers, or the people that are supplying them, need to follow specific protocols that does not cause any more harm to the forests. Now, I will hand out a link to go to donate to Rainforest Trust, because we need help to stop people from killing the forests. Today we have learned about causes of deforestation, the solutions, and the effects.